Federal authorities have arrested nearly 50 people involved in a massive criminal scheme that used identity theft to defraud banks and credit card companies of millions of dollars. The criminal ring was largely made up of members of the Korean community in northern Jersey. Authorities say they bought and sold the social security numbers of Chinese nationals who legally worked in U.S. territories in the Pacific.
These cases have one thing in common: criminals who obtain, broker, and sell documents such as social security cards and driver's licenses for the sole purpose of committing fraud.
The scheme was run by Palisades Park resident Sang-hyun Park. It was sophisticated and entrepreneurial. People with good credit ratings were paid to boost the ratings of the stolen identities by adding the name to their credit card.
Okay, say you have a credit score of 750. That person is then a co-signer on your credit card for 3 months, at the conclusion of which that person has now absorbed your good credit rating. That person then takes your good his own now good credit rating in the name of a Chinese national, his social security number, and his driver's license, and goes to a bank or to multiple banks and opens bank accounts, credit cards accounts. In some instances, members of the Park criminal enterprise, together with the customer, use the credit cards to purchase high-end goods, some of which they kept, but most of which they resold for cash. In other circumstances, they engage in a practice known in Korean slang as gang, in which collusive merchants with credit card machines would swipe the cards in their company's accounts, get the money from the credit card companies, and share it with Park and his customers.
The conduct became so open and, if you will, so brazen that they would list advertisements in local Korean newspapers. And in looking at one such paper dated January 14, 2010, you would see advertisements that would say out-of-state driver's license possible, cash for maxed out credit cards.
For an investment of $5,000 to $7,000, people were being promised returns in certain circumstances of $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 as their share. We have to be very careful in law enforcement to root out every possible way in which people are doing identity theft, because some ways in which identity theft can be used are very expensive, like in this case, and in other cases they can be more dangerous in a very different kind of way.